Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Our lead story, well, in a big development, the government has slashed petrol and diesel prices by ₹2 per litre. This comes right ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. The Petroleum Minister Hardeep Puri took to social media platform X to make the announcement. He said that the Modi government has walked the talk when it comes to fuel prices. This, of course, right ahead of poll dates now being announced anytime soon by the Election Commission of India. And well, petrol and diesel prices will be cut by ₹2 per litre across the country. My colleague Himanshu Shekhar has more details.
The downward revision has happened after almost 20 odd months. For around 20 months, the prices of petrol and diesel had remained at a very high level. But finally, government has decided to give relief to the Aam Aadmi. If you just look at the metropolitan cities, Delhi, of course, the price will reduce by around ₹2 per litre. In Mumbai, it is ₹2.10 per litre. In Kolkata, it is ₹2.09 per litre. And in Chennai, it is ₹1.88 per litre. In terms of the quantum of impact of this decision, as the Petroleum Minister himself has tweeted, that around 58 lakh heavy goods vehicles running on diesel, 6 crore cars and 27 crore two-wheelers. And these are the stakeholders who, of course, have been given relief. One more important fact, Vedant, here is that today, the Brent crude oil price index, the Brent crude oil is trading at around $85 per barrel, which is a fairly high price. But despite the fact that there is volatility that remains in the international crude oil market, government has taken this decision to give relief to the Aam Aadmi. And as I said, after 20 odd months, this is the first price cut.
Moving now, in a big development, the Election Commission of India has uploaded the data of the electoral bonds furnished by the State Bank of India just a day before the deadline set by the Supreme Court. The data, remember, has been published in two parts. One part includes the details of the bonds purchased by companies, and the other part, the donations received effectively by each political party. There's no correlation so far as the two sets of data are concerned. Now, who are among the top donors? Well, Mega Engineering, also Quick Supply Chain Private Limited, Future Gaming and Hotel Services, and the Vedanta Group. The Supreme Court, meanwhile, is set to hear the electoral bonds case on Friday. The Election Commission has moved the top court seeking clarification of its 11th March order and seeking documents submitted by the Election Commission before the top court. My colleague Sunil Prabhu has more details.
The most important, first, of course, is that the Supreme Court is seeking from the Supreme Court, the Election Commission is moving a petition and requesting him that the sealed data, apparently they didn't have a second copy, and they would now like to get it back from the from the Supreme Court and then make that public as has been requested by the Election Commission. So that's the reason for why they have moved the court. That's the ostensible reason. But what we have been told by Mr. Prashant Bhushan, who's from ADR, who's the lawyer for them, has said that he'd be asking certain clarifications about the fact that the alpha and unique number of the electoral bonds that is there should be disclosed, which of course is not there in the order. And this is what the SBI has given in an affidavit as requisition as per B and C of the constitutional judgment. That data has been given, the date, time, and whatever is there. The unique ID card, which would have helped to match between the donor as well as the recipient, is not available, and that is something that they will be seeking a clarification on before the Supreme Court. So that's one aspect to it. The major donors have, as you can see, Future Gaming, Vedanta. The names are, nothing surprising. They are mostly companies who have, they can show clearly that there has been, for example, Mega Engineering, some kind of quid pro quo in terms of government contracts. What was we saying right from day one, once the constitutional judgment came, that this will be a wealth of information. It will be able to show shell companies. It will be able to show companies which had an NPA. It will be able to show companies where they had got government contracts. It can show where, there have been ED notices, or prior to that or after that, or how the whole entire process has been done. So this in itself is a wealth of information. It would have been great in terms of transparency and accountability, that you would be able to correlate the two, so that the general public would know where political parties, be it the BJP, be it the Congress, be it the regional parties, where do their money come from? What was the basis for it? How did the BJP get over 11,000 crores of rupees? All these factors have to be taken into account. And that is where, surprisingly, 95% of that is being given to one political party. So all these questions need to be, in the public domain.
And the other big political headline, well, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerji has sustained injuries on her forehead. This after she met with an accident. Her party, the Trinamool Congress, shared the information on social media platform X. Mamata reportedly sustained the injury at home and she was rushed to a hospital, but she's been discharged after stitches on her forehead. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also tweeted saying that his best wishes and prayers are with Mamata Banerji. Rahul Gandhi has also taken to social media platform X saying that her prayers are also with Mamata Banerji.
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerji has been discharged from the SSKM hospital after receiving stitches on her forehead. She earlier this evening suffered an injury after a fall at her home and was rushed to the SSKM hospital. Along with her, Abhishek Banerjee, the Trinamool Congress's National General Secretary, was also there. He also accompanied her to the hospital, and after receiving the necessary treatment for the injury that she received earlier this evening, she has been allowed to go home by the doctors who were treating her. Now obviously this is a serious injury. The cut on her forehead seemed quite deep. There was blood flowing from it, and the pictures that were shared on social media have really led to concerns over Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's health, given the fact that the injury seemed quite major, as the Trinamool Congress had tweeted. Several political leaders also inquired about her health and well-being, cutting across party lines, and the Chief Minister has been allowed to go home. The Governor also came to the hospital. By then the Chief Minister had left, but several TMC leaders, including top TMC leaders, rushed to the hospital as news of Mamata Banerjee's injury really became public. The Trinamool shared on Twitter that she had suffered an injury, and after receiving stitches and necessary treatment, she was allowed to go home. The Trinamool Congress's National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee also accompanied her. She was also taken to the Neurosciences Department of the SSKM hospital, and the necessary treatment was administered to her. But given that she is a Chief Minister, there are concerns over her well-being and her health, and that is something that even the Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar, who was earlier Governor of West Bengal, remember, also inquired about her health. And cutting across party lines, several top leaders inquired about her health and wished her get well soon as she recovers from that injury. The pictures show quite a deep cut on her forehead, though it's not clear how she received that injury. It's being said she slipped and fell and received that injury, but the exact details of how she received that injury is still not clear, though Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, who received that serious injury, has been allowed to go home after the necessary treatment at the SSKM hospital in Kolkata.
Moving now in a big jolt to Manish Sodia. His curative petition has been dismissed by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says there are no grounds to review the earlier verdicts. Of course, no bail for Manish Sodia as of now. Remember, the Supreme Court had earlier said that the money trail needs to be established within 6 to 8 months. And the Supreme Court has for the third time rejected bail to Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sodia, who is in jail in the liquor policy case. And moving now to the hot political debate that surrounds the CAA. Well, after Home Minister Amit Shah defended the act, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that people are being misled over the CAA, asserting that the legislation would not take away the citizenship of anyone living in India. This, as Amit Shah earlier, remember, had said that Muslims have nothing to fear about.
यह नागरिकता का जो कानून है, किसी की भी नागरिकता को समाप्त करने वाला कानून नहीं है। यह तो नागरिकता देने वाला कानून है। चाहे पाकिस्तान हो, चाहे बांग्लादेश हो, चाहे अफगानिस्तान हो, जिनका वहां पर अपने देशों में धार्मिक उत्पीड़न हो रहा है, यदि वह भारत आकर भारत की नागरिकता लेना चाहते हैं तो इस कानून के अंतर्गत उन्हें भारत की नागरिकता मुहैया कराई जाएगी। किसी की नागरिकता समाप्त नहीं किया जाएगा।
Meanwhile, the opposition continues to hit out at the government, calling it illegal and unconstitutional. In fact, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has said that Kerala would not implement the CAA and it's against all aspects of the act. Take a look.
ഭാഗവുമായ ഒരു നിയമമാണ്. അത് കേരളം നടപ്പാക്കില്ല എന്ന് നേരത്തെ തന്നെ പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ചതാണ്. ഇപ്പോഴും അത് തന്നെയാണ് ആവർത്തിച്ച് പറയാനുള്ളത്. ആ നിലപാട് എല്ലാ തലത്തിലും ഉറപ്പിക്കാൻ സർക്കാർ പ്രതിജ്ഞാബദ്ധമാണ്. അതിനാണ് സംസ്ഥാന സർക്കാർ ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട സുപ്രീം കോടതി മുൻപാകെ ഒറിജിനൽ സ്യൂട്ട് ഫയൽ ചെയ്തത്.
Moving now, well, it's Piyush Goyal's electoral debut, and he has launched his campaign from Mumbai. Remember, he's been fielded as a candidate from North Mumbai. He was seen at commuting, in the metro and also visiting the famous Siddhivinayak temple in Mumbai as well.
मेरे लिए तो बड़ी सौभाग्य की बात है कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने, नड्डा जी, हमारे गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी ने, फडणवीस जी, हमारे अध्यक्ष बावनकुले जी और आशीष शेलार जी ने मुझ पर विश्वास रखा। मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि पुनः एक बार एक मुंबई के नाते मुझे मुंबई की सेवा एक नए रूप में लोकसभा के प्रतिनिधि के रूप में करने का मौका मिल रहा है। भाजपा के हर एक कार्यकर्ता एक देश प्रथम और पार्टी हम सब के लिए माँ बराबर है। हम कभी भी कार्यकर्ता की भूमिका के बाहर नहीं जाते और आपकी जो खबर है मैं उसको दुरुस्त कर दूं, कोई महायुति में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। और हम सब तीनों पार्टीज, देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी, एकनाथ शिंदे जी और अजीत पवार जी के नेतृत्व में तीनों मिलकर यहाँ 45 से ज्यादा सीटें और मुंबई की 6 सीटें जीतकर प्रचंड बहुमत से प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के हाथ मजबूत करेंगे।
So Piyush Goyal there hitting the campaign road. We'll take a short break now. News continues on the other side. The Silicon City, the trouble for citizens continues as the water woes are still very much a reality in Bengaluru. But this, as DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, says all is well. How are the residents actually viewing this politics over the water crisis? Take a look at this report.
Bengaluru will now see these vehicles driving awareness on saving water for the growth of the city. With an intention to fight the ongoing water crisis, Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar, along with the Water Supply Board, flagged off the autos with an audio-visual message of saving blue and living green.
As far as Bangalore, there is no water crisis. Only about 7,000 borewells have been tried, but we have made an alternative arrangement for all those things. We have taken control of the water tax. We have identified the water sources. We will see that water will be supplied. And as far as Kaveri is concerned, water is going on everywhere.
This initiative comes days after introducing fines for using drinking water for non-potable uses.
I think these fines are necessaries because there are some people who waste water also. But at the end, we need water. If the water is there, then fine all are applicable. If water is not there, then there is no use of these fines also.
As part of the awareness drive, 4 water-friendly apps were also launched. Jalamitra, citizens, retired technical staff and NGOs willing to volunteer for water leakage, survey and conservation measures can apply. Parisara Jalasnehi reserves the supply of reused water for treated purposes other than drinking. Antarajala, citizens can apply for borewell permission and get NOC. Samrakshaka, spot violators who are using drinking water for other purposes. We are talking of Bengaluru running short of over 1,400 million litres of water per day. Will these drives ensure that Bengaluru does not face this crisis year on year? With camera person Kumar, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Looking at other news now, over 10,000 farmers gathered at Delhi's Ramlila Maidan for a Kisan Mazdoor Mahapanchayat. The protesting farmers have been camping at the two border points of Punjab and Haryana to press the centre to accept their demands, including, of course, the main demand being a legal guarantee on MSP. My colleagues Ishika and Aishwarya report.
Thousands of farmers at this massive Kisan Mahapanchayat at Delhi's Ramlila Maidan. Days after they were stopped at the Punjab-Haryana border as they tried to march towards the national capital.
Farmer groups from across the country gathered here at Ramlila Maidan. Now the permission was given by Delhi police for only 5,000, but the number here seemed to have crossed the 10,000 mark.
The farmers continued to raise their demands for legislation, ensuring legal status for MSP for their crops. Their other demands include a farm loan waiver and the implementation of the Swaminathan Committee recommendations. They voiced their discontent against the union government's policies at the protest venue.
कब निकलेगा फिर ये समाधान में टाइम लगेगा और कैसे निकलेगा आंदोलन से आंदोलन तो ट्रैक्टर से होगा आज इस दिन होगा ये किसान फिर आएगा किसी दिन फिर इस दिल्ली को घेरेगा और अब केएमपी गिरेगी.
A resolution of the Mahapanchayat called for countrywide mass protests against the BJP, converting the ongoing farmers and workers' struggle to a united people's movement, and a call to observe the 23rd of March as a safe democracy from the threat of money and muscle power day. The Delhi police had made elaborate security arrangements and there were traffic diversions at several places.
The Sankalp Patra adopted today states that there will now be a pan-India protest against the BJP. Also, 23rd and 24th of March will now be observed as Save Democracy Day, since the farmer groups believe that their demands have not been listened to by the government. Now, in Ramlila Maidan with camera person Kanan Patra, this is Ishika Verma for NDTV.